I've done talks in the Isle of Man before, and I was very flattered that the museum thought I was the right person to open it. So I'm having a great time this weekend. Those are being hosted extremely well by the museum, and I'm looking forward very much to the opening ceremony tomorrow and giving my public lecture.
What's the actual title of this, Matthew?
It's called Man at War, and it's a gallery. It's a permanent gallery, as I must emphasise. It's not a temporary exhibition. This is going to be here for the next 20-25 years. So it's a big investment on the part of Manx National Heritage, but it's a subject that has repeatedly come to, our visitors tell us that this is a very important area of Manx history.
This came from the germ of an idea 4 years ago.
4 years?
4 years ago, in that period that we were going to commemorate this date. And we are, on Sunday, we have 2 new sentinels at the Garden of Remembrance that will be dedicated by the Lord Bishop. And it is a Garden of Remembrance as opposed to a war memorial.
This is the second of our reports, and this came about because of questions that are asked in the House of Keys and Tynwald about the financing of Manx Radio. This has come round, again and again every 4 years. What we've done is spend a lot of time talking to the BBC, talking to Manx Radio.
Well, I think that we remain very determined to get a good deal that works for every part of the United Kingdom, and which we also think would work well for the EU27. They, after all, are going to remain our closest neighbours in the world.
I will clarify that. It's not that none of us can improve what we're doing. This report and its recommendations will change Manx Radio so fundamentally, we believe it will cease to exist. So we're not fighting to say we're doing everything right. We're just fighting to still be there.
We're seeing now our government growing once again. And strategic analysis would show clearly and without hesitation or doubt that we're going to have to find more money to pay towards our nurses, our teachers, our police, our social workers, etc. In other words, our frontline service. And what we're really doing is we're just growing the government.
This is something that's being replicated across the British Isles and indeed some of the overseas territories where they will be lighting a beacon. There is a great quote from the start of the First World War where Sir Edward Grey said, "The lights are going out all over Europe. We shall not see them lit in our lifetime again." And this represents the end of that darkness, that coming out of that dark period of war into the light of peace.
I got a phone call about 6 or 8 months ago from a guy in Wales, and he was after some volunteers to help come together and sing a song for the Firefighters Charity and the Band-Aid Trust. I put an email out. And there was a few guys that were reluctant to jump on board, so I thought we've got to have some representation there, so I went along myself. 40 of us went across to Birmingham from across the UK to record the song Do They Know It's Christmas Time from Band-Aid.
So we've got the peak of Snaefell there. We come down through the Lexi mine to the harbour wall here, and back in 1985 this was the largest, biggest and best and deepest zinc mine in the whole of the British Isles. It was a billion-dollar business of its day. Right. So what we're here to do today is to add to the heritage that we already have, and everyone is familiar with the wheel, the Great Lexi Wheel. And really around the valley we have a string of pearls. And our job is to hook together those and bring the valley back to life.
I sort of never thought I was immune from cancer, but I was shocked to get lung cancer. I have, as I said, never smoked. I didn't live, I've never shared a home with anyone who smoked. Obviously, given my age, 55, whilst I've been working for a lot of that time, smoking was permitted in the workplace.
And going out to bars and clubs.
Yeah, absolutely.
About the same age. I mean, remember you just walking the pubs were just thick.
Well, that was it. And you go home and your hair would smell of smoke and your clothes would smell of smoke.
So that is the last film that was shot on the Isle of Man. It was shot under the Pinewood banner. So their management contract of our film fund ended last year. So it is officially the last film that's been shot on the Isle of Man.
As a gas customer, my situation hasn't changed. As far as I'm concerned, I've now been in an agreement for 4 years, which I never agreed to. It was an agreement made apparently by Manx Gas and the Office of Fair Trading. They came to a conclusion. What was happening was fair.
This is the tariff changes.
This is the standing charges. Okay, so 4 years ago I found myself in a situation where my standing charge rose from 16 pence a day to just under £1 a day. In actual fact, at one point it was just over £1 a day, and I got reduced, come down one band. So that's me as a customer. Barry Murphy as a customer is quite angry that for 4 years I've been paying every day 80p on average more than I should be.
Well, there's no questions that there's challenges to every postal organisation. How you respond to that is the crucial debate. And I just want to make the point about disputes, Paul. It goes in the blink of an eye, but it was over a decade ago the last time there was any problems of this nature that we balloted in the Isle of Man. And I don't know, there was a huge lot of years before that. So it's not as if this is a union and a membership that go into this situation lightly.
It's my last flying day after 38 years flying career.
38 years.
38, yeah. Man and beast.
You're a Stobart now, which goes on to Flybe as such, isn't it? An amazing team. I didn't realise there's so many people involved down here.
Yeah, we've a base of 50 people here.
50?
Yeah, been here for the last 3 years, the base, and serving the Flybe services that the island needs, particularly the patient transfer.
Well, it would be disrespectful of me to comment on the process at this point in time, because it's being run by the Gas Regulatory Review Committee. What I can say is, through the process and at the beginning of the process, the Chief Minister has promised that there will be a report due for publication in December, and I would expect that deadline still to be met.